Auction Flex video tutorials. Hello and thank you for tuning in to part 3 of our Easy Navigator tutorial. Today is all about post-auction, and for the most part, post-auction will deal with paying consignors and your auction summary reports. However, I do want to take a little time and go over the invoice summary reports and invoice receipt reports. Invoice summary is best used for determining your taxable and non-taxable sales totals. We're going to make sure that the auction at the top left is set to the current auction and our dates say all. In the event you would like to set a month-to-month day, you would then customize the dates here. Click to calculate. Our invoice numbers are shown on the left, subtotals on the right, and our totals at the bottom. The most commonly used report for this form is going to be report number 4, which will basically show us exactly what we just saw here. Our invoices on the left, subtotals on the right, and totals down below. Invoice receipt reports are best used for balancing the cash drawer both during and after the auction. So set the current auction, unless the dates need to reflect certain dates and times. But for the most part, we want to determine what cash we have on hand by the current auction. So we're going to click here to calculate. And as you can see, we should have $77.53 in cash, $83.50 in checks, and $65.60 in Discover Card receipts. Now, for a larger auction with multiple workstations, we can further break down these totals into subtotals by each workstation. The most commonly used reports here are 1 and 2, and this is what we're going to get by previewing that report. Our cash, check, and credit card totals, subtotals on the right, and totals at the bottom right. Now we're ready to pay our consignors. By clicking the Pay Consignors button, you'll see a new screen here for version 7.10. This is a more linear and straightforward approach. The old consignment order payment maintenance screen can be accessed here. We're going to select the auction in which we'd like to pay. Click Next Step. On Step 2, our consignment orders will be calculated. We've got 3 consignors for this auction. We can click and print pre-settlement reports. This will allow us to go over the expenses, commissions, and subtotals with the consignor before paying. We can print single reports, or using Shift or Control click, print multiple reports at the same time. When we're ready to pay, we can either use our consignor deductions, which we'll go over at a later date. At that point, we're going to click our Pay Selected COs by Check button and move on to step number 3. Enter your check number, and the next step will be recording the check in the system. It will also allow us to print the same consignor settlement report, the most common being report number 12, which will be the same as our pre-settlement report, except this shows our payment and a balance due of 0. As you can see, the payment has been successfully recorded, and our to be paid amount is 0. This will continue until all of our consignors have been paid. This brings us to the auction summary forms. These forms show the total profit for this particular auction. Make sure the dates are set correctly, and click here to calculate. It breaks down through buyer invoices and the consignor section with our total profit at the bottom. Each section can be further broken down by a button on the left-hand side. Buyer summary will show us our buyer's premium, the taxes collected, totals, and any invoices still outstanding. The consignor summary will show us any expenses, total invoice price by consignors, by consignment orders, the total commission, and what we've paid to our consignors. The most commonly printed reports from this form will be reports number 1, number 11, and number 21. These 3 reports will show a comprehensive overview of this auction in particular. Well, that wraps up our Easy Navigator walkthrough. There are more tutorial videos to follow, and as always, if you have questions about these or any other topics, please contact our support staff and we'll be happy to assist you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.